This is an article that came out January 9th, 2018. Virginia's female prison population climbing faster than males population. This came out in the Richmond Times-Dispatch. I will leave the link to this article in the description box. Virginia's prison population grew by just 11 men from 2009 to 2015, but the number of women in Virginia's prisons grew by 333 during the same time period to more than 3,200. While recent reforms have reduced the total number of people in state prisons since 2009, almost all of the decrease has been among men, while women's incarceration rates remain near record highs, according to a report released Tuesday by the Prison Policy Initiative. Few people know what's happening in their own state, says Wendy Sawyer, author of The Gender Divide, Tracking Women's State Prison Growth. She said the development is the result of policy decisions and that states undermine their commitment to criminal justice reform if women are left behind. With 62% of imprisoned women separated from minor children, there are far reaching effects, says the study. According to the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics, at the end of 2015, Virginia had 35,167 male prison inmates and 3,236 female inmates. Figures from the Virginia Department of Corrections show that as of June 30th, 2015, the most serious offenses by frequency for female inmates were larceny, fraud, 38%, drug sales, 14%, robbery, 8%, drug possession, 6%. Their average age is almost 38, and 62% are white. Did you hear what I said? 62% of the female inmates in Virginia are white. And this is all around the country, y'all. And it's amazing how these people put down the black women all the time. But it is the white female in America that is number one in prison. And it is the most hidden thing in America as well. I mean, with 62% with numbers like this, they have no room to talk about black women. And 37% black. So 62% are white in prison. And these are white females, and 37% of the inmates are black women. The number of women in Virginia prisons for larceny, fraud, and robbery charges, who also had drug convictions, was not available. So there was actually more women, but those numbers were not available. Okay. You know, this place always love to undercount everything because they know how bad it looks. The Justice Policy Initiative study reports that nationally, women's prison populations have seen much higher relative growth than men's since 1978. Nationwide women's state prison populations grew 834% over nearly 40 years, more than double the pace of the growth among men. Reason for outsized growth in women, female inmates, include the war on drugs and incarceration for violent offenses, account for about 1/3 of the total growth of women's state prison population since 1978 and over half of the growth since 2000. The change in women's incarceration rates has been smaller in some states, such as Maine, and larger in others like Oklahoma and Arizona. The variation underscores the need to examine state level data when making criminal justice policy decisions, conclude the report. Perhaps the most troubling finding about women's incarceration is how little progress states have made in curbing its growth, especially in light of the progress made to reduce men's prison population, says the report. Prison populations peaked nationally in 2009, but while the number of men incarcerated in state prisons fell more than 5% between 2009 and 2015, the number of women fell off just 0.29%. In 8 states, from 2009 to 2015, the male prison population declined, but the overall state prison population climbed because more women were imprisoned, found the report. In 19 states, women's state prison populations continue to outpace men's prison population growth after 2009 in Kentucky, Missouri, Nevada, and New Hampshire. Almost half of total prison growth from 2009 to 2015 was in women's prison. In Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio, and Tennessee, more women were added to state prison populations than men. The Prison Policy Initiative website says it is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that produces research aimed at exposing the broader harm of mass criminalization and then sparking advocacy campaigns to create a more just society. So there you go. So incarceration rates are dropping for men, rising for women, but especially among white women who are outpacing black women in prison. It's amazing. I wonder why they're not helping their women out of prison. I thought, never mind. I guess their high IQ was telling them to leave them in there. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice. And also, please join me over on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.